To truly be considered an immersive artwork, the artist must successfully transport the audience to a new world, either by way of opening the imagination or engaging the audience's senses in a way that can draw them into the artist's reality. Artist Andre Walland achieves this by painting vast landscapes with delicate imagery that can be viewed multiple times, and each time something new is gained. Another art form of immersive artworks is the immersive Van Gogh experience that projects the work of artist Vincent van Gogh on every surface of a room, where a viewer can wander through and begin to see the world as Van Gogh saw it. The most detailed and enthralling version of an artwork immersion today is seen in open-world video games, where the developers handcraft either fictional or historical settings in vivid detail for the player to experience firsthand. Here we see the fictional town of Saint-Denis-le-Mont in Red Dead Redemption 2. The game is set in the year 1899 at the end of the American Industrial Era. It is based on the New Orleans, Louisiana. The developers took care in crafting the southern architecture of St. Denis to model that of New Orleans and allow the player to explore throughout the city, from the inside of saloons to the bronze statues in the town squares. Minecraft is another game that allows for total immersion. Unlike Red Dead Redemption 2, every bit of immersion is user-created. This allows the player to create their own worlds, from suburban towns to the wildest of fantasy countries. Here is the Uncensored Library, where players came together to create a place where anyone from around the world can read books that may have been banned in their country, allowing for the freedom of information and knowledge to know no bounds. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the developers created the ancient world of Greece in stunning detail. Here is the great city of Athens in all its beauty. The players can pour into the city and view vast historical landmarks, as they were when they were built and maintained, from the Temple of Hephaestus to the Areopagus. You can immerse yourself in the day-to-day life of ancient Greeks by worshiping at a temple, to go seeing a play. In these fully realized worlds, the player is put at the center and allowed to craft their own experiences and explore the possibilities.